I see this during coaching that so many girls who have entered the marriageable age of our generation do not feel ready to get married. It has to do nothing with the arrogance that comes with making money, or that just, girls have become free now, so they are not going to choose to get married. All of this is not, the real deep reasons as to why we feel so insecure when we are trying to take that step, because there is real amount of risk involved. Whatever we had seen in the past, whether it is mistreatment of women, or it is the woman making so many sacrifices of her career or even her personal aspiration, happiness, all of that has left a collective trauma, pain in women, which actually makes them overthink when it comes to marriage. And I will not even call it overthinking. I feel that the fear which is there, the fear is absolutely valid and the risk is definitely involved. So what is it that's going to make us feel safe and secure while we are taking this step? So we are going to discuss some very practical ways in which you can prepare yourself for this particular transition. So here I will be talking about a pre-marriage checklist, and this is not a checklist that you need to look into other people, because that becomes a problem, right? That you are constantly scanning people around, whether it is the guy that you're looking forward to marry into, or your family, what do they have to say about marriage, all of that. So here we are not going to look at anything external. We are going to prepare ourselves, and the first thing that you need to get ready is your personal finances and your personal financial stability. Now we neglect this particular thing because so many women stayed in toxic marriages and relationships because they did not have enough money to get out of that situation. Even if women were earning, the financial control still used to be in the men's hand or the guy's hand as well. I know so many women who keep their money only in joint accounts with their partners after marriage, and a lot of times the first name of that joint account is of the guy. So even if there is, let's say, unfortunately there are things related to separation or who gets what, so things generally move towards the guy's side. Now there are so many different cases in which different things happen, but I have seen women make this mistake that they never have a personal emergency fund or a savings account in their name, which a lot of people are not aware about. Now the more you can keep this account as your emergency fund and as a secret, the better for you. So you need to have your secret savings, something that you are building as your emergency fund. Now a lot of people will say that this is thinking negatively about a situation, but it's not. Trust me that when you will have this, you will have the confidence that if I am entering toxic situations, I will first try to set up a boundary, and if my boundaries are not respected, I am going to move out of this. Now people can sense this vibe energetically from you, and most of the time they will not want to mess up with you. So when your confidence actually is exuded from your aura, people generally don't try to mess up with you. But when you are like this very bechari woman, you are 22, 23 years old, और आपको बोल दिया, ये तो राजा बेटा है हमारा, इसके पास इतने पैसे हैं, हमारे घर पे आके आप राज करोगे, and you are that woman who may be sitting in a big house, driving the latest of the cars like Mercedes or BMW, and still broke in your pockets because आपका खुद का तो कुछ नहीं है उन सब में. So this becomes a very important factor to consider, because at that age you neither have emotional maturity, neither you have money. So on what basis have you made the decision? I mean, it becomes very difficult to make a very sound decision in that particular age. For some people it works out, and it's good that it works out for them, but for majority of them, the decisions made in that particular age or made out of that immaturity bring in a lot of challenges in the future. So I am somebody who strongly recommends that people develop a sense of individuality, financial safety and stability irrespective of your gender before you start seriously thinking about marriage or getting married. So once you've taken care of this, you may also want to look at your friend circle. Now this is something that people don't talk a lot about. Many women cut contacts with their female friends, और ऐसे naturally हो जाता है that you do not have your sister group once you are married, because now you are all busy with, let's say, your partner, your in-laws, and so many other things that are bombarded on you the moment you get married. But what happens is, we women, we like a particular kind of support. And a lot of times that support cannot be given by the men because they just don't know what is the kind of support that we are looking at, and so many men are not even capable of giving that kind of support. So not that, they are not designed to give that support, but generally when you talk to your female friends about the issues that are going on, or in general you are chatting, there is a very different sense of comfort and non-judgment that you experience. And that is why you need to keep your sisters close to you. When I say sisters, I'm not just saying your siblings, but your other sisters. They will be telling you that, whatever is going on is a red flag kind of a situation, or they will be the people who will be supporting you when you let's say make the decision of walking out of the marriage. Maybe your family won't support you, maybe your other people won't support you, but that sister group will support you. So these are the things that we need to keep handy when we are thinking about making a transition in your life, and friends are very, very important. And the third thing that you need to look at is, have you healed your emotional wounds? When you have a lot of emotional wounds as a woman, you are on the either side of the spectrum. Either you are a complete crybaby, that give me constant reassurance, give me constant validation, tell me I am good enough, all of that situation. We don't want to take responsibility of things, okay? So you married whoever your family asked to because you were not in the position to take the decision, or you married the first person who gave you validation. Let's say you went through the love marriage setup. Whichever you went through, you chose out of wounding, you chose out of desperation, and that can be highly likely a very volatile choice that you may have made. Or if you're on the other end of the spectrum, where you are this very strong independent woman, and you have chosen a man that you will be babysitting for the rest of your life. So it can be on the either ends of the spectrum, but we need to come to some healthy space that even, let's say that you chose to marry a guy who's not better earning than you, not better ambitious than you. It's okay. It's okay to marry a person who may be less than in particular situations, but that person could be more than. Let's say when it comes to relationships or family, all of that, the guy is actually better than you. So there is no shame around that, but it needs to come from an empowered choice. Because if you're not doing that out of empowerment, somebody will come and say to you, your husband is not good enough, he does not do this for you, that for you, but he may be the one who's actually emotionally holding the relationship. So that is something that people externally do not know, but you have this self-assurance that why have you made that particular choice. Or if you're somebody who is like, okay, मेरे से ज़्यादा चीज़ें होती नहीं है, so I'm going to marry a person who's more capable than me in certain situations. So you now know why you're making that particular choice. But that is coming from some sense of knowing yourself individually, and then there is no shame about making that particular choice. But when you do not have this crystal clear clarity as to who you are as a person and why you are choosing the other person that's with you, the world can make it a very difficult thing for the both of you to survive together. Okay, so that is why you need to be very, very clear about who you are and what is it that you're looking for. And most of the time, these things are associated more with your how do you want to feel, what are your values, what is your lifestyle, what kind of communication do you prefer. It is based on these things and very less about how much money is somebody else making. So because I have seen that there is a certain individuality that our generation has developed, and then there is all the past things that are being talked about, that this is what you should be typically looking for. This creates a lot of push and pull effects, which is making marriage even more difficult for people. So you need to develop your own discernments and take care of this pre-marriage checklist, and you'll be in a much better position to make decisions for yourself. See you in the next video.